Good afternoon. Welcome to Mid-Cap Radar. I'm Sonal Bhutra. With me, as always, is Vivek Iyer. Market has picked up further pace. The Nifty is now up almost 100 points. Mid-caps are powering through and at the day's high as well. So looking like a good day so far.
Good day so far. We are starting off Mid-Cap Radar with mid-caps today perched at an all-time high. Can't ask for more. Let's start off with an action-packed show. We'll start off with the top headlines. Stocks gain with mid-caps leading the charge with Modi 3.0 maintaining status quo as far as key ministerial portfolios are concerned. Oil and gas along with realty are prominent gainers while financials and FMCG are laggards today.
Tata Chemicals is buzzing in trade after a Centrum report indicates that the demand for soda ash is rising and global supply conditions could result in Tata Chemicals raising prices of soda ash as well. And this is also after an American corporation has raised soda ash prices in the US by $25 per ton.
Indigo slips on nearly 2% of its total equity being sold, most likely by Interglobe Enterprises. Honasa Consumer and IRB Infra also skid on big trades that likely saw private investors offload shares.
Home First Finance gains on the back of a bullish note by Investec. The brokerage issues a buy call with a target of 1,200 rupees per share, and they expect assets under management to grow at 29% CAGR from FY24 to FY27.
Hindustan Construction Company up 13% after Elara Capital initiates coverage on the stock with a buy rating and a target price of 63 rupees a share. Adds that the company is poised to reclaim lost glory on the back of improved financial health.
Okay, all right. Those are the top headlines for the markets. The Nifty, let's take a look at that. 87 points higher right now. It has inched higher and is at the day's high as well right now. So that's looking good for the Nifty. The mid-caps are the one which are powering through and 600 points higher on the mid-caps right now. That's a 1.1% gain at the day's high again. The banks are doing well as well, but they are underperforming the benchmarks right now. Nifty Realty, Nifty CPSE, Auto Index, all of them doing well. And all the sectoral indices are in the green today. FMCG absolutely flat, but still there is some green on that index as well. And it has come in after that continuity with the cabinet ministers that we have seen. And a lot has happened in the oil and gas space as well because of Mr. Puri's comments. So we'll talk about it in greater detail. But across sectors, we are seeing some positive takeaway that is coming in.
As you can see, the BSE oil and gas index near the day's highest points. A lot of takeaways from that bite that we saw from Hardeep Singh Puri. But this is our special segment, Mid-Cap Movers. Today, we are sure, Harmaz, you had a lot you're spoiled for choice in terms of picking stocks.
Always a good day when you're spoiled for choice. And who would have thought of this last Tuesday when the market fell the way it did? And now the Nifty is at a record high. The mid-cap index is at a record high, as is the Sensex. Can't complain whatsoever. And some of the gainers here in the mid-cap space, the Tejas Networks, they're 7.5% higher at the highest point of the day. GMR Airports continues now nearing the mark of 100. And it's at around 6% higher there as well. Oil India, as Sonal was just mentioning, the entire oil and gas space is currently buzzing now. 7.5% higher is Oil India. And Poonawalla FinCorp also having a good day. A space that is also buzzing today is the railways sector, and all of these stocks seeing very healthy gains in today's session. IRCTC is up 5%, IRCON, RVNL, IRFC, all of them seeing buying in today's session. The affordable housing push is also spilling over to these kind of companies as well that focus on this sector. NBCC is up 7%. HUDCO at one point of time was up nearly 8 to 9%, but still trading with gains of 6%. Aavas Financiers, PNB Housing, all of them trading with gains of anywhere between 5 to 6%. Some stocks that saw block deals today, there were 3 of them, and as we were mentioning, all of them trading with losses. Honasa has recovered significantly from the lows of the day, but still down 4.5%, as has IRB Infra, that's down 5.5% as well. And lastly, some stocks that are doing well on the back of strong volumes, and Home First Finance, you just highlighted that in the headlines there, positive brokerage note, 7% higher. Varroc Engineering has sprung up among the gainers on very strong volumes, 10% higher there, and Bombay Burma also having a good day for itself. Back to you guys.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much for joining us, Harmaz, as always. Let's now welcome Vinay Rajni of HDFC Securities for a technical check on the markets. Thank you so much for joining us today. Well, it is a new high on the mid-cap index. Nifty is doing well as well. Can you give us a sense of what the charts are suggesting right now, the next important levels to watch out for, the Nifty especially?
Good afternoon and thanks for having me on the show. So if you were to look at last 5 trading sessions, Nifty small cap index has risen more than 12%. And if we see the Nifty's gain, it has been more than 6%. So almost double outperformance has been there from the small cap space. So the breadth has been improving significantly. Public sector enterprise, which were actually witnessed a sharp fall on the 4th June, has recouped most of its losses. So it is going very well. Breadth of the market is quite strong. Right now, more than 80% of the NSE 500 stocks are trading above their 200 days moving average. That's a healthy sign. So, as far as market breadth is concerned, it is improving, and the underperformer sector has started outperforming. And across the board, buying we can see on in the cash segment. So, view is positive in the mid cap small cap segment, though they have risen in last 5 trading sessions. There could be some running correction, but overall sentiment should remain positive, and sector rotation will definitely be there in the small cap and mid cap space. As far as Nifty is concerned, according to us, 23,100 to 23,200 is a very strong support, which happened to be the previous resistance for the Nifty. Now it is expected to interchange its role as a support. So we are of the view that 23,100 to 200 is the range where one can niche at fresh long position, and ultimately we see that Nifty could extend its rally towards 23,500, and if it sustains above that, then we can even test the level of 23,900. But as of now, keeping a target of 23,500, we should remain long, and if it gives a running correction towards 23,100, that can be utilized to go fresh longs in the Nifty.
So Vinay, you have a positive view as far as the Nifty is concerned, and that's good to hear. Vinay, which are your top individual trades for today?
Yeah, so basically today this railway PSU stocks have started performing. So Ircon is up by more than 8%. So RVNL is one of the stock which is looking strong to me and which was consolidating previously. So can be utilized this stock for a trading as well. So right now the RVNL is trading as 390. As a trader, you can keep a stop loss at, let's say, 369. And on the upside, we can expect a target of 420 to 425. So that's the one idea we can look at it. The another idea which I like is the Natco Pharma from the pharma space. So Natco Pharma has given a breakout from last many weeks of consolidation, and it's looking very strong. Nifty Pharma sector is also got potential and looks very convincing on the chart. So Natco Pharma is one of the stock which I like in the mid cap segment. The trade right now it is trading at 1148. So keeping a stop loss at around 1110, 34, 38 rupees stop loss from here, we can expect a target of 11225. So we can expect a 5 to 6% up move in the Natco Pharma from here as well. So the two stock which I like from the mid cap space is the Natco Pharma and a stock like RVNL from the railway PSU space.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much, Vinay, for joining us today. So those are some technical picks and technical check on the markets as well. We'll slip into a short break. When we come back, we'll talk more about the markets and put focus on some of the stocks which are doing well in trade. Stay tuned.
Welcome back to Midcap Radar. You would have seen an update on your screens, at the bottom of your screens, that NBCC has won orders worth over 850 crore. Now, this particular update to the exchanges is actually multiple orders that the company has received. This is in the normal course of business. The stock is reacting quite positively, up over 8% in the session today. But Sonal's been tracking Tata Chemicals. It's buzzing in trade after a Centrum report indicates that the demand for soda ash is rising and global supply conditions could result in the company raising prices of soda ash. Please give us more details.
Well, the main news is not that. The main news is that one of the major soda ash producers globally, which is American National Soda Ash Corporation, has announced that it's raising its export prices by $25 per metric ton. This is on all non-contract sales of soda ash and non-contracted sales when contracts allow as well. Now, remember, there have been months of price cuts that we've seen in the industry when it comes to soda ash as well. But the president of Sensex says that they are seeing tightening of the global soda ash supply environment, leading to to an increase in demand for soda ash as well. Now, Tata Chemicals was a member. They withdrew as a member back in December 2022, but there is a possibility that now one of the major group has announced a price hike. Tata Chemicals, which has a major presence in the US as well, could go ahead and do that. This is a positive as the US natural soda ash prices were languishing. We were seeing that Chinese dumping coming in, low consumption in Europe, and also we were seeing that material was flowing from Europe to Asia, and Turkey became a big country of dumping these soda ash products at lower prices. So this has come in as a relief because there could be a possibility that Tata Chemicals could go ahead and increase prices as well.
So good news as far as Tata Chem is concerned in the US market, yes. Right? But that's not the only chemical stock in focus today. Other chemical companies too, like Aarti Industries, Vinati Organics, Atul and SRF are in focus on the back of May chemicals export data. Phillip Capital in a recent note stated that specialty chemical exports continued volume growth in April to May 2024. Sonal, you have more details there too.
Yes, so the exports continued its volume-led YY growth in April and May as well. That is what Phillip Cap is saying. This is in continuation to the highest ever exports that we saw in Q4 of FY24 as well. Now let's get company specific now, because Aarti Industries May exports grew at around 91% on a YY basis. This is in the quarter so far at 362 crore rupees. This was led by 88% jump in volumes. And Phillip Cap says company is one of the best beneficiaries of demand recovery visible in global chemical industry. For Vinati as well, it was a strong growth. Exports in 94 crore rupees, which jumped at 44% on a YY basis, and this was driven by ATBS 40% growth, 28% growth in IBB, and 73% jump in butyl phenol. Atul Limited also saw strong growth, 26% YY in monthly average exports, which came at 189 crore rupees. Performance chemical segment has truly seen the sign of recovery, and this was one segment which was not doing so well earlier. SRF, however, saw a 17% YOY monthly decline in exports. It came in at 325 crore rupees. The sequential decline, Phillip Capital says, is largely reflecting the seasonal peak in Q4, and that's why this is something which was expected and not a cause to worry as well. They maintain their positive stance on SRF given the visible sector reversal and likely recovery in agri demand as well. The other companies, some of them will come up for you on the screen, which were sizable moves that we saw. PCBL saw an uptick of 62.5%. Thirumalai Chemicals and Clean Science were also higher in terms of exports, while Galaxy Surfactants and Neogen Chemicals, the amounts are small here, but nevertheless, it was a decline in their exports this time around.
Thank you so much for breaking down those details for us, Sonal. But let's now put the focus on Jubilant Foodworks. Domino's Pizzas has crossed the 2,000 store mark in India. Earlier today, we spoke to Samir Khetarpal, the MD and CEO at Jubilant Foodworks. Listen in.
Domino's has about 20,000 stores worldwide, and India is about 2,000. We are the largest single location outside of US. It's a big opportunity, right? That's how I see it. We are still scratching the surface. Who would have imagined 29 years ago we will be 2,000 stores and India will be the largest market outside of US in terms of number of stores for Domino's worldwide. I do believe the potential in India, the growth rate, rising consumption, and how Domino's have innovated for customers on value, delivery, great taste we are going to grow. I'm very confident of it. Last 3 quarters, we've seen positive like-for-like growth for delivery, and therefore it's a worldwide trend that is that we are witnessing, where delivery salience is going up. Customers are going lesser inside the stores to dine in, specifically for QSRs. And therefore, we double down on delivery to add more fuel into or more money into customer wallets to expand. So that is what is really happening over here. I think the momentum continues this quarter for sure for us and on delivery. We also launched specifically 99 rupees offerings for dine-in customers. That has, we believe, will arrest the decline in dine-in. Again, it is about great functional experience, value. So I'm quite positive delivery like-for-like will be positive throughout the year.
Okay, that's Jubilant Foodworks. The stock is higher by 2%. Moving on now, Escorts Kubota is doing well in trade after it guides for a low single-digit volume growth in domestic tractor industry in FY25. They had a management meet with MK. So Vamakshi is here to tell us more. Vamakshi.
Well, yes, Sonal, in an otherwise lackluster market, the stock is really picking up in trade today, and that is because MK caught up with the management, like you rightly pointed out. What they said is that the domestic tractor industry could witness low single-digit growth in FY25. La Lina may actually offer the company benefits extending for 2 to 3 years going forward, and in fact, they also highlighted that they are taking multiple initiatives as far as exports are concerned as well. They're introducing export-specific products by FY25. And channel expansion as well as synergies with Kubota is also underway. Additionally, part supplies to Kubota's global network directly from Escorts is expected to start by this year itself. So again, that bodes well for the company. They're exploring a greenfield plant for tractor engines as well as implements at a cost of around 4,500 crores, and this in turn would enable them to double the capacity as well as serve domestic as well as the export markets. Kubota is also expected to leverage its localized supply chain here and is expected to double component sourcing from India to 15 to 20% by 2030. And this in turn could potentially translate into a 500 million plus USD opportunity for Escorts as per their medium-term plan. As far as the JV integration is concerned, they're awaiting NCLT approval to come through, but the back-end operations are already being integrated, and in fact, after the initial margin dilutive impact, they're expecting the JV profitability to improve towards the current levels of Escorts. Overall, given this positive outlook, we have MK lifting its EPS estimates for FY26 by 3%, and given that they've gone ahead, retained their ad rating but revised their target price higher to 4,350 per share.
Thank you so much for that, Vamakshi. Escort is up by a little over 2% today. But let's now slip into a short break. We'll get you more on the markets and stock-specific action on the other side. Stay tuned.
Welcome back. You're still tuned into Midcap Radar. The stock on our radar today is Torrent Pharmaceuticals. It is doing well after the company entered into a non-exclusive patent licensing agreement with Takeda to commercialize vonoprazan drug in India. This, of course, was announced a few days back. Earlier today, we spoke to Aman Mehta, the whole-time director of the company, and discussed the M&A strategy, US business, and the debt reduction plans. Let's listen in to what he had to say.
We can't comment on specific rumors or specific articles that come out. There have been several such rumors that have come in the press over the last several years. So would want to refrain from commenting on any specific one. But typically, we do look at M&A quite seriously as a core growth strategy. If you see over the last decade, we did decide to focus on India as a core of the M&A approach. Over the last 7 to 8 years, there have now been 3 large acquisitions that have been successfully integrated. So M&A being a core of our business model, we tend to look at as many opportunities as possible, but our appetite remains in the same scale that we've been looking at in the past, which is say in the range of 2 to 3,000 crore, 3 to 5,000 crore range, particularly for the India segment.
Well, some interesting comments coming in there from Torrent Pharma. But moving on, Ashwini Vaishnav continues as the rail minister, and the industry has given a thumbs up to that. Here's what the management of Titagarh Rail and RailTel had to say.
It was very important that this momentum that has picked up in the railways continues. And with the current railway minister, Mr. Vaishnav, continuing to be the minister, industry is extremely buoyant and very happy that this momentum is likely to not only continue but to accelerate. If we look at the railways, what they have done is they have come up with different versions of Vande Bharat. So there is a Vande Sadharan, there is a Vande Bharat, there is a Vande Bharat sleeper that we are doing. There is a Vande Bharat chair car which is already running. So the Vande Metro is been announced. So number of variants of the Vande categories. Margin will move to about 10-11% with both the segments without propulsion being manufactured by us. And we believe by FY26 and 27, we would be able to make all the propulsion or most of the propulsion required in-house. which will then improve our margin to about 15%. So between last year and this year, we'll be spending about 1,000 crores, and that is already on stream.
We are around standing at around 4,600 crores of order book in our hand on date. And out of this, we are expecting around 40% of this 1,800 to 1,900 crores of orders we are likely to convert into revenue this year. I believe that we should be growing by around 30+% this year also. And we should be somewhere around 3,400 to 3,500 crores of revenue by the end of this quarter year. This is what we are expecting, we are targeting as well. The international market, we have started working groundwork, and it's going to take some time. But we are very much hopeful that we will certainly work in international market in future years. But I'm not very much hopeful this year. We may get few orders here or there, but I would say that that is something substantial about international market for this year at least. We are working in few South African countries, East African countries as well, Southeast Asian countries also. We are also working in some Middle East, but those are even in the neighborhood of our country like Sri Lanka, Nepal, and Bhutan. But I cannot give any estimate right now. This is a new area for RailTel, so we are cautiously working in this. I can dream of maybe 10% of our revenue coming from international market 4 to 5 years down the line.
Right, that's not it. Hardeep Singh Puri also today took charge as the Minister of Petroleum and Natural Gas for the second term. While addressing the media, he said that he will work with the Ministry of State to bring gas sector under GST regime. A lot more comments which propel the oil and gas stocks higher. So let's listen into that.
On E&P, which is my primary focus area, rounds 9 and 10 of the OALP bidding round will be done in the next few weeks. Now, I've asked my colleagues, and we mean that seriously, next few weeks. Few can be 2, 3, but it cannot be more than that. It can be a little more, but not much more. Oil production from the 98/2 well will increase to 45,000 barrels per day very soon, and gas production will also start soon. The green hydrogen refinery, Panipat 10 KTA, Mathura 5 KTA, and Paradeep refinery of 10 KTA plants will be installed by IOC soon. Refinery and Petchem, BPCL is in an advanced state to set up greenfield refineries, and GAIL is also planning an ethane cracker unit for petrochemicals. BPCL's Bina refinery is coming up, and Cauvery Basin refinery is also coming up by IOCL at Chennai. Answer is categorically koshish hogi. No, hold on. I am giving you my philosophical approach. I mean, as the line minister. You say koshish hogi means you try. I said yes, we will try. Yeah. Both MOS and I will both work on it.
Well, some very important commentary coming in from the oil and gas minister. All of the oil and gas stocks today are doing quite well, especially seeing a bit of a perk up after those comments came in. But that's all the time we have on this edition of Midcap Radar. Mutual Fund Corner when we return.